Good evening. The Dolores County Broadcasting Network presents the DCTV 4-H Evening News Program for April 9th, 2018. Camera people, Daniel Faulkner and Devin Harrison. Video engineer, producer, and sound engineer, Edward. Teleprompter and prompter, Myra. News anchor, Nicholas Husky. Meteorologist, Hannah. And this is the news director of the Texas A&M Aggies. And before we actually start the news, we're going to have a little weather update, because we are now approaching severe drought status. No, I'm sorry, we are already in severe drought status here in the southwest part of the state. We're probably just a couple of weeks from being declared exceptional drought. And the rainstorm that we were supposed to get this weekend absolutely fizzled out. Major disappointment for many of the farmers and people who are just interested in getting some level of moisture. So, with that, here's the news.
Good afternoon and welcome to the DCTV 4-H News and Weather Program. You can help keep our kids in this new show on air by becoming a sponsor. For more information on becoming a sponsor, call 970-677-4119. These stories are from the Cortez Journal. Montezuma County enacts fire ban after a family that lives north of the Ute Mountain Casino in Tooka was ordered to evacuate Saturday afternoon after a brush fire quickly spread near U.S. Highway 160 and County Road A. On Monday, Montezuma County enacted a fire ban effective April 16th. Cortez Fire Protection District was called to the scene about 4 p.m. New Mountain, Ute, and Moose Ariola fire departments also responded. Montezuma County Sheriff's Office deputies blocked the highway in both directions near the 100 block as smoke blew across the road. The highway reopened by 6:45 p.m. according to the Montezuma County Sheriff Steve Nolan. 5 p.m. a text from the Nixle alert system warned residents to stay away from U.S. 160 south of Cortez. The alert later clarified that the evacuation order was for blocks 0 through 1000. At 6:45 p.m., Nolan reported from an incident command center at U.S. 160 and County Road A that the fire had been contained to about 15 acres and that the firefighters were setting backfires to keep it contained to monitor firemen gusty winds. No injuries or damaged structures were reported, though the smoke approached farm buildings south of Tawak. Nolan said it was unclear what started the fire. The Bureau of Indian Affairs was investigating. Also on Saturday, Assistant Chief Swan Biddle of the Cortez Fire Protection District and Sheriff Sergeant Brad Ray revived a woman who suffered a cardiac arrest on U.S. I-160 near the fire. According to Biddle, he was driving to the scene of the fire about 4:20 p.m. when he spotted people outside a white pickup parked along the highway. He stopped, determined the woman was under cardiac arrest, and went and administered CPR. Sergeant Brad Ray then responded to the scene and provided the woman with a defibrillator. She was taken to the Southwest Memorial Hospital. From the Cortez Journal comes the following. Rockfall injures climbers northeast of Durango. Rockfall injured 2 women Saturday afternoon at the climbing area north of Lemon Reservoir, about 20 miles northwest of Durango. Tom Brurkener of La Plata County Search and Rescue said a rock 3 times the size of Markway dislodged above the woman climbing. It hit both the climber and the belayer on the ground, he said. Brooker said the search and rescue in Pine River Fire Protection District responded shortly before 2 p.m. to the scene. It took around 2 hours to rescue the climbers, during which crews had to cross the Florida River and perform a technical rope rescue. Patient contact was made on the south side of the river, but they had to be transported across the stream and then raised north side up a steep embankment, he said. The extent of the climbers' injuries is unknown, as well as their identities, Bruckner said. A Flight for Life helicopter landed on the scene, but the climbers were taken to Mercy Regional Medical Center by ambulance about 3:40 p.m. Rockfall, although non-common, is not typically so severe, Bruckner said. What is common is smaller rocks the size of a fist falling, he said. What makes it dangerous is the increase in speed of the rock. He did not know if either woman was wearing a helmet. Bruckner said the rescue was relatively simple because the river flow is low and the crews train in the area multiple times a year. It is a very popular climbing area in the spring and summer because it opens relatively early, he said. There has been an increase in climbing accidents over the last 2 years, Bruckner said. 40-year-old rock climber from Durango fell 100 feet from the Holy Grail route in September at Transfer Park near Lemon Reservoir. Thad Farrell suffered serious injuries September 9th to his jaw, pelvis, and right ankle in the accident. The story is from Desert News. Utah officials are wary of the first marijuana shop opened in the tiny town of Dinosaur, Colorado, just a few miles from the state line. Utah Highway Patrol Lieutenant Todd Royce remained resident of Utah where recreational marijuana remains illegal. That they will still be charged and prosecuted if they bring the substance into Utah or consume it in the state, the Desert News reported. Retail and medical marijuana sold in at least 2 Colorado tents near the Utah state line, Cortez and DeBruck. But neither is as close to the state border as the Dinosaur, about 3 miles, 4.83 kilometers. Dinosaur residents in 2016 voted 102 to 50 to authorize the establishment and operation of retail marijuana stores, as well as medical marijuana centers. The ballot questions also authorize cultivation, product manufacturing, and test facilities. Rocky Mountain Cannabis is the first of what could be 4 retail shops in a town of about 350 people, said Dinosaur Mayor Richard Buckley. I really think that this dispensary is anticipating the bulk of their retail is going to be headed Utah's way. Republican Utah State Rep Scott Chu said you can buy it there legally. It's no skin off the sandwich's nose if people buy it there and head to Utah. I really think a big portion of retail is going to be headed to our state, which I have the concerns about because it is not illegal in our state. When Rocky Mountain Cannabis opened in Dinosaur, the store owner posted a sign warning customers not to cross state lines with its products, said Dinosaur Mayor Richard Buckley. Now for dumb laws in South Dakota, they're still officially on the books. No horses are allowed into Fountain Inn unless they are wearing pants. It's illegal to lie down, fall asleep in a cheese factory. Louis says police officers being struck, beaten, or treated in an offensive manner are forbidden. It is that if there are more than 5 Native Americans on your property, you may shoot them. In Spearfish, if there are 3 or more Indians are walking down the street together, they can be considered a war party and fired upon them. Now for a current weather report and weather with Hannah.
The current temperature is 62 degrees. The high for today was 65 degrees. The low was 27 degrees. The barometer is at 29.99 inches and is steady. The humidity is at 5%. The wind has been between 1 and 6 miles per hour from the northwest. Gusts have been up to 21 miles per hour from the northeast. There has been no moisture measured today by the DCTV weather station. Moisture for the month is 1/1600th of an inch. Moisture for the year is 1.96 inches. And now for the big map. There is rain along the Pacific coast from Washington into California. The western coast into the tip of Texas. Across most of the rest of the nation is clear. That. Across Florida, Georgia, and the south tip of South Carolina, There is rain and thunderstorms. Right there. Snow is falling from New York into Virginia. More rain follows the Atlantic coast into South Carolina. Atlantic coast, South Carolina, somewhere there. Now for your exclusive DCTV 5-day forecast. Thursday, mostly sunny, high 66. Tuesday, mostly sunny, high 56, low 41. Wednesday, partly sunny, high 71, low 45. Thursday, breezy, high 65, low 27. Friday, partly sunny, high 44, low 24. Saturday, partly sunny, mostly sunny, high 52, low 28. Now for a climate change report. CO2 carbon dioxide is a principal cause of climate change, so it's important that we report the CO2 weekly change. CO2 traps heat in the atmosphere, which causes climate instability. The result is significant swings worldwide of moisture and hot and cold temperatures. But it is important to note that the overall long-term climate trend is that the planet is warming. The following are the CO2 numbers and parts per million. For the week of April 9th, last week 409.22, week before last 410.06, 1 year ago 407.72, 10 years ago 388.39, 50 years ago 325.02. Thank you, Dr. Peter Tannen, the National Oceanographic Atmospheric Administration. And Michael McGee on the CO2.org website for this information. Remember, you can help keep our kids' news show on air by buying a sponsorship. To buy a sponsorship, just call 970-677-419. Now, thank you. Thank you. Now back to our news director.
That's the end of today's DCTV 4-H evening news program. Speaking to you from a very, very dry Dolores County. This is the news director of the Texas A&M Aggies saying good night and thank you for watching.